We are once again. We are privileged to have with us Father Ronnie D'Souza. And as all good Christians, we like to know our faith a lot better. And today we are going to discuss the sacrament of baptism. There are many things in the sacrament of baptism that we as lay people are not quite clear about. And today, Father Ronnie is going to help us to understand the sacrament better, so that when we are in this position where our children are going to be baptized, we know exactly how and why we do it. So, Father, thank you very much for being with us again today.
Welcome.
On this question and answer session. And let me straight away go to this point about the sacrament of baptism. Why are baptism done soon after birth? Why is it necessary?
See, actually, the church has understood it in this way. A child is born and is taken care of by his parents, the nurses and the parents, and he has to be nursed up. So also, spiritually, a child has got to be already born and nursed up spiritually. So from that point of view, already you are initiated into the family as a person who is going to be a child of God and living up to your faith. But you are only going to learn it by initiation, or seeing the example of your parents, seeing the others, and therefore already you are baptized. You are baptized, though fully understanding at the moment you are not conscious of what you have said, what you have mentioned, what your commitment was. However, we have to understand there were actually three sacraments which were together: baptism, confirmation and Eucharist, because in the early church that was done together. Now, in confirmation we are confirming that now I am a grown-up person, sufficiently grown up. I consciously accept whatever the commitment which was made by my parents or godparents, but I am making it now. And I want Jesus to be my personal Savior, very consciously accepting it. Already we don't deny that it has been done by our parents in the early stages, and the parents have got the responsibility, and the siblings who have grown up already have got to have the responsibility of initiating us into this faith. That is why it is done from that point of view.
Yeah, but the child is a child.
I don't deny.
Ah.
But you understand the child needs to be growing up physically.
Right.
Why not also help him to be growing up spiritually?
Okay. So then we have the next question, Father, about sponsors. The parish priest tells us that you need to have a sponsor for the child, and it is mandatory. Why is it? First of all, why do we need sponsors? Because the parents are already there. Mm-hmm. And why is it mandatory?
Now, first and foremost, what do you understand by that sponsor, or what we used to call godparents? These people have taken the responsibility, in case the parents fail, that you will be helping the child to grow up as a Christian, as a Catholic. Now, therefore, that person who is there, you said mandatory, put by the church, whatever, with that particular person, has the responsibility, very important responsibility. Should the parents be neglecting in the duty of bringing up the child as a Christian, this person has got to do it.
I think Father has made it abundantly clear that it is not a kind of a salutary recognition of a particular person being a godchild of a particular person. It is a responsible position.
Yes.
And that responsibility has to be taken seriously, both by the parent who is appointing the person as a godparent, and as the person who is receiving that responsibility as a godparent.
Right.
So that is absolutely very important to understand, because if you appoint a person just because the church says you must, and doesn't understand the faith himself or herself properly, you are not doing the duties of the church.
Can I just make a comment here? some years ago, there was a person who had a friend from abroad, but a non-Christian. And he came here and they wanted him to be the godparent. And that is the time I remember Father Vasco de Rego, he very seriously objected and they called him old-fashioned and very narrow-minded. But he was very firm about it, and other priests, the diocesan priests inclusive, they said, no, he did the right thing. Because the person has got to be a Catholic or to be inducting the person in the faith. This is the responsibility. It's not just a title, as you rightly pointed out at the beginning.
But Father, I have a little bit of a confusion in my own mind here. That, okay, the parent knows that that particular person is be a good godparent.
Yeah.
But as the responsible godparent,
Yeah.
what has the godparent to do
Yeah.
to make sure that he or she is taking that responsibility? What does the parent?
When we have it in our churches, we have the catechism classes.
Yeah.
They can find out whether the parents are sending the children to the catechism classes, or if not, the parish priest can tell him, please tell the parents that they should send their children for the catechism classes. See also that they are preparing themselves for first communion or whatever.
Father, quite to be very blunt about this, I know of many, both parent and godparents who do not take this responsibility seriously.
So therefore, this is something very wrong that you're doing about it. And when you're understanding, why do you want your child to be baptized as a child, you to bring him up as a Christian, but you're not bringing him up, you're not doing your responsibility. Because even at baptism, the parents are asked by the priest there, do you realize that this child has got to be brought up as a Christian and is your responsibility?
Yeah, but having said that, Father, I believe that it is the responsibility of the parish priest to make sure that the godparent who has been appointed to be a godparent is educated to do the job.
Of course, definitely.
No, but I don't see that happening.
Oh.
I know so many baptisms that have taken place in Goa and other places that it is a kind of an honor given to that particular person.
No, that's the mistake. I pointed out to you about that person who was brought from abroad. This is not an honor. This is not a kind of a statutory, title given to the particular person. You have a responsibility. You pointed that out at the beginning, and I'd like to stress that again and again. Maybe the parish priest has got to do that, but it is also from that point of view, the whole church, the whole community has got to be doing that. And maybe the parish priest has got to stress the need for the community to be doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe, I think so, what you said about it, perhaps in the catechism classes already has got to be stressed sufficiently.
So, in terms of the role of the parish priest and the parent, should there be some kind of a role both of these people should play to say at least once a year, please come and get a little bit of refresher course, if you like, on what to do with the child and how to make sure that the child is brought up in the faith correctly.
Good idea.
Is there any such obligation on the parish priest to do that?
The obligation is there, but whether it is done, I don't know.
No, as far as I know, I've never heard of this. Never heard of it.
But what I feel is at the moment, definitely, at least what I have been seeing about the catechism classes and the other thing, they are getting the parents involved in that. But how many are actually coming, how many are not coming, I don't know. I mean, I have not made research into that and finding out about. I had the impression that the parish priest regularly stresses, get your children and come for the catechism classes, parents and the children.
No, but this is a double responsibility in the sense, coming for catechism classes, you're in fact transferring the responsibility of yours to the teacher of the catechism class.
Yeah.
What about your own personal responsibility of making sure that a child has learned something from the catechism class? and is actually implementing it in the family life, in the
That's
school
true.
life, and etc.
No, that part I have not gone into it, but I think so. Maybe this is one of the things which we need to be stressed about, probably.
I certainly think so, Father, because my experience has always been, and I've seen a lot of baptisms. Personally, I am a godfather myself of many children, and I I have failed as a godfather to all the children that I am a godfather to, because I've never said a word to them about anything, because I've never had the opportunity to be with them, spend time with them, etc., etc. So, technically speaking, I'm a failed godfather.
But you have not even had a vague idea that the parents are actually doing the needful.
No,
Oh,
but that's what I'm saying. So, my own personal experience as a godparent, I have failed. As a parent, probably I have also failed, because when I was at that age, when I was appointing people to be godparents of my kids, I don't think I really took that part so seriously, because I said, this is a child, what are they going to educate this child about?
okay. But you took your responsibility as a parent.
Yes, I did.
Okay, then fine. At least you did that. You did that. The parents.
No, but I still say, Father, that I think the Catholic Church should wake up to doing things a little bit more strongly.
I think there is much to be done in deepening of faith programs. I do believe that. I personally believe that for everybody, in the, and that we should be stressing much more the deepening of faith program in whatever form that is going to be done in the parishes and the other thing. Because what is happening is that too much emphasis seems to be on novenas and devotional things, but not deepening your faith. What is your faith? That is it. I believe that. That's true.
Recently, I heard of a situation where a parent wanted a teenager to be the godparent. The child, the teenager, of course, knows the faith, etc., etc. But is there an age factor in appointing?
I do think so, because now the teenager may be a good patch up at the moment, but he's going to go up into manhood, and will he take the responsibility? That element of taking a responsibility is there. I say maybe at the moment he may be very competent, and I accept that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's going to take that responsibility, and it would mean throughout to see that he's brought up as a Catholic.
Now, as far as parents are concerned, there are two people, right? Godmother and godfather.
Then,
Can one of them be kind of a Protestant or for another faith, and the other proper?
no,
Both have to be.
no, both have to be Catholic.
And that is kind of a
Well,
written.
because you have a responsibility to bring this child up as a Catholic. If I'm non-Catholic, I'm not going to not going to take that responsibility of bringing up this person as a Catholic.
And the other thing that happens kind of because of various factors of distances and people living in different countries of the world, etc., etc. I, as a parent, want to appoint X person from Australia to be the godparent, and the baptism is going to be held in Goa. Can that person who is living in Australia be allowed to be a godparent in absentia?
I don't know what the parish priest will decide, but if he says, okay, I allow it, I don't know, but I would see it as something wrong. I would see this as something wrong, because then you're not taking that element of responsibility seriously.
No, but I'll give a typical case. Both the parent and the child are living in Australia.
Okay.
They come to Goa because the grandparents are here,
okay.
and to give them an opportunity to see their godchild.
Okay.
Now, in this particular situation, the parents have felt that their neighbor who is in Australia with them should be the godfather.
Okay.
And Would that be okay?
It would be okay if, for instance, the parish priest contacts his parish priest there and finds out what would he think about it.
Ah.
I would think so. That would be the right thing to do.
But that doesn't happen, Father. That doesn't happen. So, I mean, as far as I know, it doesn't happen. So, technically, the parents would be wrong, and the parish priest too.
Yeah. You would say, get a letter from the parish priest there saying that this person is a very sound-minded person and responsible person. He would do the needful.
And when it comes to the other factors of baptism, normally the child is baptized after a month or 6 weeks or something like that. Now, the child is not keeping good health and is in danger of probably passing away.
Okay.
What should be the responsibility of parent in that situation?
That he should be anointed. The
Straight
child
away.
should be anointed and given the sacrament of the sick. Very definitely.
Sacrament of the sick is equal to the sacrament of baptism in this case.
But I thought you already meant he was already baptized. I thought
No. This is another case where the child is a sick child and the doctors are not too happy.
So, and he's not baptized.
Not baptized.
Okay.
So, what should...
Now then let him be baptized. Definitely let him be baptized.
By the parent?
No, not by the parent. If there was no other possibility, yes, by the parent. But otherwise, get a priest and get him baptized. Get the child baptized, definitely.
You said if there is no other possibility.
If there is no other possibility.
What would be the factor that contribute to that?
That, for instance, there is no priest available at this moment, and the child is in a hospital bed. They were incapable of. There is no possibility of getting the priest by that time. Okay, as the parent, I baptize you.
So, what you are saying is that only in a dire emergency
yes.
that you allow the parent to do
the parent is allowed.
Allowed to do that. Okay, right. And if, God forbid, that particular child has not been baptized and passes away, what happens?
But the intention of the parent was to do it. That's fine.
Well, we don't know what the intention was, but
if we believe and I think the parents themselves wanted it to be baptized, definitely it would be, the person is saved, the child is saved. My
dear parents and godparents, I just have one question for all of you. When you appoint a godfather or a godmother for your child, I think you have to take that particular decision very, very seriously, because it is not a matter of you're showing a love to that particular person and therefore want him to be a part of the family. It is not that at all. It could be that, but
it's also that maybe
it's also that, but it's much more than that. And therefore, I think what Father Ronnie has explained to us very categorically and clearly is that if that child is not brought in the faith as you as a parent and you have appointed somebody as your godparent, it is not right. And therefore, I am requesting you as a parent, you as godparents, to please take your role very, very seriously, because one day you will be questioned on this.
Yes.
You will be questioned, and if you have not done your job well, then this direct responsibility is yours, both as a parent and as a godparent. So please, both parents, take your duties very clearly, and when you accept the role of a godparent, remember it is not a kind of a bonus given to you because you are very close to that family, but no, it is a responsible position. And if you take that responsibility clearly, you will be happy to see the child growing up well in our faith, and she or he will reward you with her prayers for you when you need it the most. And I think that is what it's all about,
right?
That we help each other grow together in our faith
and the community
spread that faith around. So, Father, thank you very much, because there were these questions that were troubling a lot of people, and I'm sure today you have made it abundantly clear that it is not an honor roll or something like that. It is a very, very specific responsibility role,
Right.
and therefore, parents who give that responsibility and godparents who accept that responsibility have to take it
Yes,
very, very
that's right.
seriously.
Right, true.
But I also have a small word for parish priests, not only in Goa but wherever they are hearing this particular interview, that they also have a responsibility to make sure that the parents do the right thing, and the godparents are trained to do the right thing. Because without training, you might take it as an honorary role and say, oh, I am a godfather, but what is the role of a godfather? And I myself stand accused and guilty of the fact that I have not really been a godfather, because maybe in most cases I didn't have a chance, but in many cases I did have a little chance, but I didn't use it well enough. So I think there we are. We do not know the procedural aspect of our faith well, and we therefore do not use it well. So, my dear parents and godparents, please take Father Ronnie's advice seriously, because it is a very serious role both have to play. Thank you so much for your time, Father, and I hope our parents. But if you have any questions about any clarification in this regard, please feel free to send us a little note to Father Ronnie at the Jesuit House or to myself, and we'll be happy to answer it in our next session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.